What's up, you guys? New knife day over here, and I have a really cool one. I have a Vosteed variant of the Racoon, a new blade shape for us to check out. So let's get into it. This is the pouch they send them in now. Velcro there. That little guy comes off, or you can put other stuff on there, obviously. Here is our knife. They don't do the tins anymore. That's kind of disappointing, right? But anyway, when I saw the first Racoon, I wasn't super thrilled by it because of the blade shape. It was kind of boring to me, but a lot of people did love it. I think they're going to love this one just as much. So I saw 3 variants when I saw it available. 2 of them had black coated blades. This was the only one I could get with a plain blade. So it's this OD green MICARTA, which I'm honestly just over. I could not see this again for about 10 years and be cool, but it's still pretty popular, so it must be selling, right? It's the axis lock version here. Filler tab there, that's always nice to see. Lanyard hole. I wouldn't put a lanyard on a knife this size, but somebody's going to. Okay. Well, let's see. Flip it around. It is a nice pocket clip too. No mushroom screws. Flush with the scales. That's really nice to see on a budget pocket clip. It's not the best, but there's a lot worse out there. Like Concept, my budget experience with Concept's pocket clips is they're trash. So this deep enough carry, flush, no mushroom screws, that makes me happy right there. Thumb stud deployment on this one into this beautiful CLEAVER 14C28N blade. And it's really nice. It's got a nice swedge back there. I really like CLEAVER blades of this style. It might be in that sheep's foot department too. I don't know. With the terminology, I think it all gets kind of cloudy sometimes. But no matter what they call it, it's a nice blade. Vosteed doesn't do much in the way of billboarding at all, and I do like that a lot. There's just their name right there, the name of the knife, and the blade steel rather. I'm not the best at this, so don't pay too much attention to this. Ooh, I got it. The knife comes with 3 different springs. There's one in the knife and then 2 additional ones in a bag. So you can kind of customize the pressure on that lock, on that axis lock. I can do it with my thumb. I can do it with my forefinger here. So I'm assuming this is the weakest spring in it because I can operate it one-handed very easily with either hand. Not very easily, obviously, as you can tell. I do a better job opening than closing, but the detent, the one thing that always turns me off to these, and it's everyone I've seen except the Spyderco Manix 2, is this light detent where you can just flick them out. Now, I don't think it's going to open in the pocket. It's just something to know. And I think the grind, the Vosteed grind, I think it's actually even lighter. Or maybe it's just a heavier blade. But I think it's actually a lighter detent than this. And that's the only reason, that's the only thing I can say negative about the knife. But I can't even say it's negative because I think it's just the design. That weak detent. But the lockup is fine. You're not going to have an issue there. I don't think it's going to come open in the pocket. That's not going to be an issue. Like I said, ignore that. That's just me. I didn't work with this knife very much. And I'm sure it's going to break in better than I have it right now. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Since I've talked about the Manix 2 and had to compliment Spyderco, which is tragic, you can see the Manix 2 has a little bit of an advantage. It's not a lot bigger, but it is a little bigger. That's okay. The Manix 2 is hot garbage. So let's go ahead and look at that Vosteed grind that we already had out. This is a stellar knife, by the way. Like, somewhere there's a picture of this knife just in a dictionary beside the word knife. And this is a great one, too. So you can look that one up. What else do I have? Oh, we always got to do the penguin, right? Got to do the penguin. Right there. He's got a little bit of an advantage on the penguin. Much wider in the handle. Blades are probably similar enough. So the penguin, get out of here. Get out of here. What else do I have to compare it to? Well, let's do the friggin' Spyderco Native 5. This is my ideal EDC size right here. I think this guy is just about perfect. If he weren't a lockback, this would be the perfect EDC knife for me. So as you can see, he's got a little advantage there on the Spyderco Native 5 Salt. So He was $60 on White Mountain Knives, which is right. You can get 10% off. Obviously, I think it came like 53 something after the 10% off code, and that's shipped. And for 14C28N in MICARTA, that's a fantastic deal. Because honestly, man, there are people out there cracking heads for 14C28N in MICARTA right now, getting up around $100. It's kind of insane. It is nice to see Vosteed still trying to keep that price model. I know they took a little bit of criticism for that Mayhem or RS Chaos or whatever their most recent collaboration was. And they got up to like $250, but that thing was LMAX or M390. It was M390. It was M390, and it was all titanium. It was a proprietary lock, and there was a lot going into that knife that drove that price. So I don't have a problem with that, but it's still nice to see that they're going to try to pay attention to this budget section, and they're going to do variants right. I get kind of picky with variants because, like, I don't like the Spyderco model where they're going to make 400 versions of this exact knife with different steels and handles. I know Spyderco has got a cult following who will probably jump me after this in the streets, but I just don't like it. And Kaiser kind of went down that road too, where, like, there was a time last year where, like, every Kaiser knife was a Feist or a sheep's foot or sheepdog, and just slight changes in handle material or blade. Vosteed did a great thing with the Nightshade in that each one had a moderate difference, a different deployment in materials. So that's what I want. If you're going to make variants like that, give me something. Give me a new blade shape. You know, make this one with a thumb hole or a flipper tab, God forbid. But you can get Nightshade in all three, and that's what I want in variants. If you're going to make the exact same knife, like if you want to make a premium version of this guy, fine. Give me some titanium and M390 if that's what you want to do, or LMAX, whatever. Fine. But don't just keep feeding me the same knife hundreds of times. So I don't mind different handle colors, handle materials. That's all fine. But don't keep releasing the same knife over and over and over and over and over. Make it different. Either make it way better or improve something, the deployment, the lock. Give me something, man. But I understand the business model. People love variants. And I can't knock Spyderco. I can't knock Kaiser for what they did. If that's what people are buying, sell it till they quit buying, right? Anyway, that's enough of that crap. Happy Saturday, you guys. I'm getting better. See? As soon as I said that. Oh, and then I failed deployment. Happy Saturday, you guys. This is the Vosteed Raccoon. I am MC. This is the cleaver blade. I'm going to put links in the description. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.